entertainment. Control legislated, Panchir America. Panchir Dwal, Banaban. Control legislated, Panchir America. Panchir Dwal, Banaban. Walk on the lake, Kankaro, what on a watching. Koga level lake, Juir, Pau, Garay Lake. Panda with Yay, Panchir America. Panya Dwal, Bano, Chingatonga, Pandon, could you ever buy a check? Papu Panda Juru, Yabi, Panchir America, Panchir Dwal, Banaban, Panchir legislated.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to State Media.
Hello. Thank you so much.
Yeah. You start sharing the video, guys. Okay. Let me play a little bit of music while we are waiting for Welcome, guys. Welcome to Let's Stay Media. Our topic for today, so we will discuss our topic is about the final report of South Sudan National Dialogue. So before I play the video first before we start opening the discussion. So bear with me.
But up to now, we have not received the communique, the resolution, the recommendations. But what made us to come here today is a document that's called, the so-called document, which is called final report.
They add the extra document into the national documents.
And we found out that, that document has no relationship at all with the national dialogue process. And we disputed here, we rejected here, we resolved, and we say it is not part of the documentation, it is not part of our process, and that it should be discarded completely. We agreed here with the leadership that it should be discarded. We agreed. But unfortunately, on the 13th of this month, we heard, in the radio, in the media, The content is
So
wrong.
can you guys hear the sound good, right?
And we say this is wrong.
Yeah, it's proper. It's good.
Everything
Okay.
that is going to come out as a document, we pass that.
It's good.
So therefore, we are sitting here to appeal to the public
Simon Kun.
as the council
Simon
people
Kun Poch.
to consult with them that document is not a part of the national dialogue process or the national dialogue steering committee. We will not pass it, and it is wrong. Therefore, that's why we are here, and we came out with a press statement, which will be read out to you by Honorable Pascal Bandit. Please.
My pleasure indeed. On this day, the 22nd of December 2020, to read out this press statement. The Republic of South Sudan National Dialogue Steering Committee. The introduction to the press statement. The national dialogue processes began with the inauguration and launch of the National Dialogue Steering Committee on the 22nd May 2017 by His Excellency President Salva Kiir in the presence of His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni of Uganda and many other dignitaries. It was pertinent that on the commencement of the grassroots consultation, the committee was restructured into 15 subcommittees, whose chairpersons were part of the expanded leadership to guide and streamline the entire national dialogue activity through the regional and national dialogue conferences. As for all national organizations like the National Dialogue, it is essential and indispensable that basic rules, regulations, and guidelines are adopted to ensure that efficiency and procedural decisions are transparently reached by the national dialogue and the conferences at each stage. The National Dialogue Steering Committee has come to learn of an illegal and invalid document entitled the Final Report, allegedly to have been issued by the National Dialogue Steering Committee and is being circulated by news outlets. This press statement is therefore necessitated by this unfortunate issuance of a purported document, so-called Final Report, which came to the attention of and was rejected in all its totality by the National Dialogue Steering Committee on the 15th of December 2020. The reason for rejection of the so-called Final Report. The document was brought before the National Dialogue Steering Committee on the 15th of November 2020, but of December 2020, but was rejected by the National Dialogue Steering Committee by consensus. This rejection was in line with the fact that the National Dialogue Steering Committee was mandated as a neutral body charged with the moderation and regulation of the national dialogue processes, and it could only render reports on what participating citizens express and say. The 20 documents of the national dialogue processes were transparently prepared, debated, and approved or rejected by the National Dialogue Steering Committee over the duration of its existence. This is 3 years and 6 months. The famous one includes the People Spoken Document number 6. The so-called final report was not and is not among the 20 official documents that was circulated and given to all the delegates to the National Dialogue Conference, which was declared closed by His Excellency the President of the Republic on the 17th of November 2020. Someone, a group of people smuggled in a false document to be part of the report, which none had seen except the perpetrator of the false report. The final report violates the Bill of Rights of the Constitution of the Republic of South Sudan 2020, Article 26, Section 1 and Section 2 is the Bill of Rights. It is with great concern that as a person of the subcommittees, we have observed that some social media outlets, newspaper and radio broadcasting are using this document to misinform the public, regional and international community at large. The National Conference delegate has entrusted the National Dialogue Steering Committee to take full responsibility of cleaning up and endorsing the final document and taking full ownership of its outcome as assigned to the National Dialogue by His Excellency the President of the Republic. Conclusion. We, the chairperson of the subcommittee and the presenting other ordinary members of the National Dialogue Steering Committee on this matter, do hereby condemn and reject in the strongest term possible the document so-called a final report, since it was never approved, but instead was rejected by the National Dialogue Steering Committee for reasons enumerated above. We urge the leadership of the National Dialogue Steering Committee to call for a plenary on Monday, the 28th December 2020, for the presentation and endorsement of the communique and the resolution of the National Dialogue Conference. Furthermore, the leadership is strongly advised to investigate and bring disciplinary measures to bear on individual or group of individuals who don't play the games of the National Dialogue processes by releasing of the illegal and invalid document. The chairpersons of the subcommittee of the National Dialogue on their own behalf and on behalf of all the delegates to the National Conference demand that the submission of the resolution, the communique and other documents to His Excellency the President of the Republic be undertaken in the presence of the members of the Steering Committee of the National Dialogue as shall be arranged by the Office of His Excellency the President. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Signed, the document is signed by 8 members of the chairmanship of the National Dialogue Committee person and others who have traveled.
Okay, guys, welcome Comrade David Amor and Isaac Atiel, and all of you, our Lake State viewers. Welcome to Lake State Media. So our topic, as you can see, we played the video. And Isaac, what do you think about what's going on about this? Is a breaking news. There's a few days ago. Isaac, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Do you people hear me loud and clear? Am I clear to you now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Do you hear
But
me?
yes.
Yes,
All
we
right.
do.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, I would like to say thank you, Abraham and David, for giving me opportunity. Even if I'm not in my studio, uh, I'm somewhere the funeral house where I am being. So I might not be clear enough. I will be having some difficulties of the networking. But what I will add in to the clips that you have just played now
Mm.
shows exactly there are some still conspiracies going on within the government and the South Sudanese as in general. Because if faked, that will never put us into the right track. The national dialogue which we have been following, I personally I haven't heard anything that talk of the change of the government or the leadership or some of the leaders to move to get out of the way. It's not discussed. They were talking about other issues of the that affect facing the nation as general. Unfortunately, the last round is the final national dialogue paper came out with a different issue. Some of the subcommittee, because what I have heard from the stream steering committee is very loud and clear. They have no idea where this fake document is attached into the final national dialogue. So that's what I can say. The conspiracy has happened here, and some of the media up and they air it in the social media. They talk about all these things, but all nonsense. We people, we need to be very frank, open, and this is where we can get the right direction to lead them to. So that's what I can say, and I have to say thank you, Abraham and David, for hosting this show this morning in my location in Australia. It's early morning hours of this show. Thank you.
Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, Isaac. Yeah. So as we see, like we legislative media, we haven't seen we received the document or final report. We haven't go out and talk about this topic about what the final report for national dialogue. We didn't discuss until today. So because mostly legislative media, our position all the time, we have to feed the public the right information. That's what we do. So and this today because we had legislative media received a copy of the final report. So we have it and we review it and we see and we refer it to the when Tanya came out in public last week and disputed about the report that go out in the media and social media about that the National Dialogue Committee they are calling President Salva Kiir and first Vice President Dr. Riek Machar to step down and give other political chance to other South Sudanese, which is not including as we can hear it into the team that national dialogue team that they just reported in South Sudan TV network. So tonight, this evening, we have our David Moore. He's one of the ambassador. He's working in ambassador in Uganda, and also he's a member of SPLM. So, and he will give us an insight what the government, because we want to hear from the government side where what this allegation going on. So, Comrade David Moore, welcome to Legislative Media. And for those of you who are watching, please, I pin down the link. So you want to join us, feel free to come up. So yes, Comrade David, so has we want to hear from you as one of the government representatives. So what is the position of government? So this report just came out. So what are the reaction to the government side that this is We just hear it now from the National Dialogue Committee that the document that was added in final report was a fake, was not penalized. So what do you think? So come on, welcome. I'll give this chance to you.
Yeah. First of all, I would wish you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And second of all, I would also appreciate and thanks the late state media viewers and the host for welcoming me to make a certain few clarification. My name is David Amor. I'm the spokesperson of the Embassy of South Sudan in Uganda. I'm a diplomat. Now, I'm a member of a National Liberation Council in the SPLM, representing Africa. So, when you say there was a document, a fake document that was attached to the final well articulated documents by millions of South Sudanese, this is a work of a devil. That's a work of a devil. You will celebrate Christmas on the 25th, but in April you will cry, Jesus is going to be killed by the same those who praise him on Christmas. Well, that's all. Those who will praise the Savior is born in Bethlehem will be the same people who will crucify him in April. So, well, you just have to balance it before you will enjoy in December, but in April you will cry because they are going to kill him. Anyway, let's go back to our topic. That's just a mere joke. Our topic, as we might have heard, the first official who spoke, actually, his name is Simon Kun. His name is Honorable Simon Kun Poch. He was a former governor of Malakal in Upper Nile, and he's a member of National Liberation Council. He's a member of a political bureau as well in the SPLM. And then the second one, his name is the chair person of the subcommittee, Dr. Rothwan. So what they were talking to us as a social media, like your media in the Lake State, is a precaution. I will not go to react as a member of a government, but I'm going in to give you the analytical point of view of why should we have to conduct ourselves at some point, even if we are against the government or we are pro-government, because these are documented and these views shall be accounted to us by whoever hear us or whoever heard of what we are saying all the time. It is not bad to use the social media, of course. It's a medium of communication. But you should mindful. You should be mindful sometime of what you are talking about. Is it something that will flare up the whole country to be engulfed, like what I've heard? And I am really here to quote an edge what is called South Sudan, a concerned citizen, this afternoon talking about this government must be overthrown, this government must be done. Let's go back into what is coming up with the National Dialogue Communique. If you read the two documents, you only get the fake documents in the final report. But what about the communique itself, the last? Because when you talk the communique, this is the last press. Documents is to be processed later on. So whoever went and stripped or put in a wrong provision in that document we are going to pray for him because that is a devilish work. Because the final report stated it clear, as we might have heard it, or we heard it before from the two officials of the national dialogue. They said they had never, they have condemned whoever made that publication. Whoever made that publication, they have condemned it in the stronger possible term as from today and now and forever. So, in my view, as a person, the national dialogue, or in political science, you have only three processes. These processes, or you have three bodies. Let's say three bodies. You have the executive, which is the implementer, a contractor in political science. You
Right.
have the judiciary. You have the judiciary is also another wing of the state. And then you have the parliament. Their work, the parliament will go and bring the raw materials, like cutting the grass and put it in the machine to mince it for a cow to eat. So you first go to the field. So those who goes to the field to go and collect whatever the information that is needed, being it water, being it education, being it whatever the citizen of that country want, the most producer must be a parliamentarian. That's why you have what you call a geographical constituency. A geographical political constituency must have a representative called a parliamentarian. This parliamentarian will go and collect the views of the people, bring them, debate it. If they become tangible, that they should need an attention to be worked at, then it is taken to the judiciary to make it a law. And from the judiciary, it will be handed into the executive where they find the president. The president is the last contractor in the political procession box. Therefore, whatever come from the parliament, come from the judiciary, has to be given to the executive to implement. That is why the executive is always blamed. Where is our water? It was made a law in the parliament, and we talked, we need a vaccination, we need this through our MPs. Now, in the absence of that, during the 2013-2016, this leftover war, the SPLM leftover war, I should call it so, because I also should be held responsible of my view. It is a necessary leftover war in South Sudan. There was a gap. There was a gap. Majority of the parliamentarians become rebels. Majority of parliamentarians become IDPs. Majority of the parliamentarians went abroad. So people were in disarray. Then, should we have to wait for the rain to come before we get the seed to cultivate? Of course not. We must get the seed first. Therefore, South Sudan executive, which is the government, decided under the revitalized peace agreement, decided to constitute a committee. And that committee is to bridge that small gap where you don't have enough constituted legislative assembly. Then the views of the people also must be heard without the parliament, because they are the people. And then that committee is called National Dialogue Committee. They went into various counties to collect the views of the people about their livelihood, about what is going on in the country or in the leadership, as we may say. When they came in with a provision that will be later on as a final document, which is alive. It is only maybe one page, because even in the Bible there are so other many pages that were teared off by different extremists who could not go by it. And the good example is when you tell a 7 days Adventist to pray a rosary for Mary, they will tell you Mary was just a paper. But when you tell a Catholic to pray for Mary, they will say, yes, Abe, Abe. They will say Abe. So it is going to be tear off because it is a fake part of it. And the motive of those who wanted to put it there, they had only two motives. One, they are too crafty to scare or to destroy the revitalized peace agreement. Two, they have got a motive of why and who gave them a recommendation to go and put a wrong documents in the right place. Therefore, that final communique and the final documents, please, if you get such a paper in whatever book you are reading, tear it off and burn it. You tear it off and burn it. Because the national dialogue was reconstituted by the peace agreement. The revitalized peace agreement constituted the National Dialogue Committee in order for them to carry out the exercise by collecting the political raw materials that shall be brought later on into the parliament and to the executive, so that when we talk about the reforms, many of people are running around with the red flag that there must be reform. Then where do we get the reform? If we do not collect the views of the people, of our own people as leaders, if we don't have to collect their views, where do we change? Can I just change my clothes when you are watching me? Or what type of change do you want? I have to get another clothes to change. Otherwise, I will not change my shirt when I don't have a shirt. Therefore, this one was main objective of why the national dialogue was reconstituted again, to get the views of our people, to check and balance in our political arena, to give us a way or a move from war to peace, and reconstitute back that indeed we, the executive, we, the parliament, we, the judiciary, we are nothing but accept the views that might come from the people themselves. That was the aim. And the national dialogue in Naivasha in 2004, 2005, it was included in the CPA in order, should we lack, because we were rebels in the South, the SPLM, they said, should we lack a quorum that will reconstitute the parliament in Khartoum, then we are going to use what we call a South-South dialogue to expedite, to bring in the presentation so that the people have to be heard. And this is what the SPLM has done to include the South-South dialogue, such that if we don't have parliamentarian in the South by then, because the parliament in Juba, we did not have any, I mean, we don't have any upper hand, because everything used to come from Khartoum. Then we said, okay, the alternative, if we are not getting access to the views of our people, especially in South Sudan, using the parliament in Khartoum, then we are going to use what we call a South-South dialogue. This is the origin of the South-South dialogue in the CPA. Now, when you come into Riek Machar must go, Salva Kiir must go, David Moore must go. Whoever must go. There are three
go.
processes.
Mm.
Yeah, Medid must also go, or Isaac Tieng must go, whoever. But there must be three processes that you have to go through.
Mm.
Now, the first process, Salva Kiir is a member of a party called SPLM. Now, within the SPLM, there are two more important houses. Two more important houses that would have a power to tell Salva Kiir either to sleep or to wake up. The first house is the National Liberation Council, of which I'm a member.
Okay.
If the National Liberation Council sit today and said, Salva Kiir, you have to get the early bus tomorrow or the early flight, you go home, he will go home. Because his party said, it is his party that said, you go home, we need someone else. But if somebody else from SOA or from any other political party like the SPLM DC or whatever, if they come and tell Salva Kiir you must go, Salva Kiir will call the National Assembly, which is the National Liberation Council, and said, you better interview this man. He's talking to a wrong man. Me, I do belong to a different party. He's not my member.
Mm.
So that is the SPLM National Liberation Council. They have got the power to send Salva Kiir home, whether at night or during the daytime, because these are the members of his own party.
Mm.
Two, you have what you call the IO, the SPLM in opposition.
Mm-hmm.
I myself, for example, I'm a member of a National Liberation Council in the SPLM, but not the IO. If I go to Dr. Riek Machar tomorrow and tell him, Riek Machar, you must go home, he will say, you are not a member of IO. Where do you get my name? And how will I believe you that you really want to change me? Because when we talk about change, we must talk about the process. A change does not just give you the word, oh, so and so must go. No, no. There must be a process of why. Three, Salva Kiir is the chief of the South Sudanese regular or irregular armies, being the police or the whoever, Now, if you go to Bill Farm and tell them that Salva Kiir must go, Riek Machar must go, what if they go with their armies? Do you have an army to come and reconstitute to become a national army of South Sudan? These are the things that majority of us, sometimes, brothers and sisters, we should not come to tell the world that yes, indeed, we are very stupid. No, we must tell the world, yes, indeed, we are stupid but eager to learn. Yes, indeed, we are stupid but eager to learn. Because South Sudan is an independent, sovereign country. Now, the national dialogue, it was reconstituted on a social base. It was not a governmental contracted body. It was on a social base. It was not a contracted governmental body or constituted. If you read our constitution, you will not get a national dialogue there. Unless through these processes that they have carried out, then later on, they shall be added on and made the final report that the national dialogue indeed can have a hand to bring us together, to find us a commonality, to bridge the gap of our political spectrums. Therefore, we will have to respect it and put into the constitution as they had endorsed it in the last sitting. The two documents came in, the last report, and these two documents were passed. So, Madid and the rest of the viewers, I think voluntarily I have contributed. For those who might have not got me right, forgive me. For those who might
I
have got
think
me
David has
right,
issue with the
please.
internet.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. I think your network is the one who having issues. David network is fine. Yeah, go ahead, David.
Yeah, I have a problem of
So,
networking. I need to drop in. I need to drop one word.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Yeah, Isaac, go ahead. Drop in some. Yeah, I see that your network is not.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Go ahead, Isaac.
Go ahead.
But Marco, welcome to Legacy Media.
Yeah.
Thank you, Abraham. Thank you.
Thank you. To Legacy Media.
Isaac, how are you?
Bon Marco, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you in advance, brother. How are you? In the devices, which is the equipment of my studio, they are not with me and coming somewhere. So what I want to like to add in is this. I need to respond to some of my colleagues and friends of us in their comments here, because what we mean by the fake report, national dialogue, we have been monitoring it, and we know was the vision and why the South with that ideology to run national dialogue to discuss. It's national dialogue is like Gurubal. For those who know Gurubal Lahaja, and it's something that we separate the flour and some rubbish to be isolated to identify something. Or we put it another way, like those who make the brew we call kwete. Yeah, fushes. Yeah, Charles, you have been writing, asking us, calling, can we give you that document of your president? It's not our president as a legislative media. It's a collective leader of all South Sudanese, including you yourself. The same copy which has been aired out in national television in Juba is also addressing something by President Dr. Riek Machar and Salva Kiir, because you cannot address that to us as your boss. That's what I need to tell you, Itael, Charles. And yeah, Jama, if we mix things up, if we try to clean, to identify the problems, and you still bring the problems and drop it in again into identifications process, you will mess things up. We will never move anywhere. We need to move forward. If we identify the problem, so you push it that way, tribalism is here, we have this militia here, we have hatred. But now solving the issue, we so of the network, and would like to say this is a very good topic, and we need to have as a old citizen. We need peace to come into our country. If we don't join hands together to identify the problems that is preventing us to move forward, then we are useless. Dr. Riek Machar, don't stop propaganda. I'm not propagandist, man. I'm not doing propaganda. I'm just telling that what you will first ask us is what I reply to. Otherwise, we are all, and this is the leadership who design national dialogue. A national dialogue that's a fake copy that has added. Nobody has discussed to get rid of the leadership, two leaders like Bashar have to step away. Did they discuss that in the national dialogue? No. And why other media outlets pick it up and air it out in the social media, in the newspapers? I don't know why they like to hate the unfounded things like what we have heard. The press conference held by those, let's say, steering committee, the national dialogue. They don't know where this copy came from. You understand what I mean? So this is what I need to drop in, guys. I have difficulties of the network. If I drop up later, please forgive me. And when I get back, carry on from where we leave this one. And I have
Isaac, you have
so honorable Bolmaku and Abraham.
Network is very bad. Let us thank you. Anyway, Bol, hang tight.
Let me just conclude. Let me conclude so that we'll leave the floor to the others.
And one David more. I have something, the question that has been asked here. So by Sister Teresa.
Okay.
She was asking that, you are saying that, I think this question is going to you, Isaac. So, or David, one of you two, but we can answer both of us. So you are saying that this is Kiir army. If he goes, they will go with him. So if he die, they will die with him too. So that question right there is talk about the army, South Sudan army. So because President Salva Kiir is a commander-in-chief of army, and he's a
there must be a process. You know, there must be a process for the Teresa Jobe. There must be a process because when you cling into power.
It's called Teresa Lela Juba. You just change that E to Juba. Teresa Lela Juba. I nickname her. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's fine. But there must be what you reconstitute here. The government of what you call the national unity in Juba is being divided into so many factions. You have got all those who are in power, including Riek, except President Kiir. Majority of the other party participating in that government, they came in using the arms. That means should Riek Machar had to die, and then you have to ask anybody except President Kiir, who was elected by majority of us. But the rest came in using the barrel of a gun. That's why they are in power. So I hope I have answered you.
Yeah, I think
I have answered you. And then there is no anybody. Listen. This is where you will get in. This is where you will get in. The national dialogue provision is giving in a room for what you call the participation of those who did not took arms, but they are the civilians or the population of the Republic of South Sudan. Otherwise, you have got so many leaders who do not have a constituencies. They don't have even a political geographical constituencies to come and rule the people of South Sudan. But they have got a barrel of a gun in order for them to rule. So who is ruining who? President Kiir, of course, was elected. 3 coup attempts, many rebellions in the states, even in the Facebook. This is why you are getting these documents are being smuggled in there for those who want to tear up. But what President Kiir is working day and night and up to today is that let there be a process of democracy. Of course, you cannot change them. You cannot change them, whether they are there or you are not there. You know. So I hope that is it. So what I'm advocating or what I'm urging, such a mindset, like you said, majority said there must be called what you call intifada. Intifada is the popular uprising.
Right.
So the popular uprising cannot happen in South Sudan. The reason being, majority of the leaders in South Sudan, majority of them came in by a barrel of guns. If you tell them that they go for election tomorrow, they will go back to the bush. Even you, Teresa, you are a rebel. That's why you are asking such a question.
Okay, thank you, David.
Go ahead, please.
Bol, do you want to add in?
Thank you, Abraham. Madid.
Yeah.
You know, we have already had dialogue results.
Okay. Ball is cut off. So, David, you know, as we know, because my understanding, yeah, because the national dialogue now is yeah. Okay, go ahead, Ball.
Yes, but there's something that I don't understand about the document that was incorporated into the document and was said that this document was not the original document that was.
It was not incorporated. It was,
Yes.
it was inserted. You know, this is a crafty way of doing things. It's only some pages.
But did you hear me?
Yeah, we
so
hear you.
Smuggle in.
Yeah, we
I
are
think
hearing
David
you.
is still talking.
Go ahead, Bol.
No, he's answering you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Bol.
so I don't understand how the document was linked and reached to the administration. So I disagree with people who said that that document was not discussed. It was just it was a fake document. How can the fake document be linked and reach all the way to the president's desk? I don't understand this. You know, so
David,
there might be people. So I don't understand this, David. How
Yeah,
the fake document?
Yeah. But let me get you clear. You know, according to the statement from Simon Kun, from the steering committee of the National Dialogue, and Dr. Othon, who is the chairman of the subcommittee of the National Dialogue, they said whatever documents that you are reading in your own social media does not belong to us. They did not say the document was published with the final report, but the documents was fake during the airing out of the final report. You get it? Because this is a work of a crafty people. This is a work of a crafty people. The document is not in the it is not in the final report. That's what they are saying.
Okay.
And their report is intact. Yeah. But it was read and published during the final report submission. That is what is going on. You can go ahead.
Okay, Isaac, welcome. Let's say me unmute yourself. Yes.
Thank you so much, man. So you guys want me to go ahead?
Yeah. Yeah. So our topic. Yeah, you can go ahead, Isaac. As you know, I think you read the.
I was watching it the whole time.
Okay.
But yeah, Ajamana nihayen kida. Okay. Min nihaya bitao kida. I don't like to change this and bring this in and go in this side, go this side. I'm just gonna bring it open. You know what I mean? as I used to speak. I'm not gonna change. Okay. Ajamana, this thing is not gonna work. Matter what, talking to Kir is not gonna work. We said this 2 years ago. When we came, Kir must go. We know why we say that. We didn't back up until today. We didn't back up. Okay. The uprising. All right. The revolution. Okay. Now I see more than 3-4 times live video. Everybody talking about how we're gonna uprise. All right. That's tell you that we're coming together. Okay. That's part of TV Joshua when he met Kir last time. He told him this. Okay. It doesn't matter if I like it or you like it or I don't like it or you don't like it. It doesn't matter. It's time for us to leave our differences aside, to the side and move forward. And it's happening right now, Yaman. This is something I want people to pay attention to it. It's happening. An uprising, this is the only way. And they call it revolution. It will happen. It's not because our country is small or young country.
So
it's not because of that.
You're calling uprising. 2 years ago, you mentioned that 2 years ago, so-called red card movement.
Yeah.
So you calling for Kir must go, but the red card movement is failed. You guys didn't achieve, because what you guys did was you adapted what's going on in Khartoum at the time. And you said that what happened in Khartoum will happen in South Sudan. You see? And you told that Kir must go, but he didn't. So the question is to you. I'm asking you a question. My question to you said that Kir must go. So if Kir stepped down today, so who will be the next president of South Sudan?
This is not my choice. This is the people choice. The people, the
people actually.
Who's the people?
Yeah.
The Southern Sudanese, my brother.
Because I don't see the South Sudanese, because I see the South Sudanese that divided themselves. There are people who are supporting Riek Machar and people who are supporting President Kiir. So those people, of course, if we are talking about South Sudanese, you talk about
No. Southern Sudanese, they're coming together. The whole this time that what we're doing, we're speaking what we have problem inside of us is coming out. The youngest, they're changing the ways. All this is happening. You see it in front of your face. It's happening. You have to decide which side are you in. Are you going with the right direction or are you taking a wrong direction? This is going to happen maybe by next year. You will know yourself where you at. If you are with the people, you will know. If you are not, everybody know you. This is the truth, Yamana. An uprising, it will happen.
Here's the point I'm saying here. The reason why I'm asking you a question, you said that Kir must go, and who the next person will answer my question. So, what do I see that, because right now you guys tried 2 years ago, it didn't work. Why don't we try another way? Another way is this. Peace is in place right now. Okay? Riek Machar is in Juba, IO, which is IO is the main opposition. Okay? So why don't we give the peace a chance? Let us build into this peace. Let us, if you want Kir and Riek and the rest of leaders in South Sudan to go, why don't you guys wait for the election? And then put them out.
There's no election. First of all, we already know that. There's no election. There's no government in our country, Yamana. We are struggling. Our kids in the camp right now, as I'm speaking to you, ask Kir if he sent to any kid $1 in the camp right now. Christmas is
Isaac.
Go ahead, David. Go ahead if you want to answer that.
Yeah, for those who may think uprising, it is their view. But uprising will not happen because it is not being called for by those who are physically present. But it is being called by the absentees over a Facebook. It is being called by the absentees over a Facebook. But if the uprising is being called using the mechanism of a citizenry rights, it can happen.
Okay.
But which faction will go in for the uprising from one faction? This is the question here. And you have to be realistic.
Okay, what we're doing right now. No, listen, my brother. You say listen, he say this is just in the media, okay? United States when the
are you
when
physically there?
let me finish, my brother.
Are you physically there?
Let me finish. I know that.
We
already have how many people died
need
from us.
You to uprise in Swishawale.
No, Asma, we have over 5. Just give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. I'll get out. Over 5 people died already before this. Okay, we have over 2,000 in prison right now with Kiir. Okay, we have people right now. Our young kids, we the one helping them in the camp. Okay, so my brother, the uprising, you like it, you don't like it, it's happening. And this TV, Joshua tell you, and you better believe it. And I am sorry to say that if I hurt anybody, but it's happening. And
No. This is called the
tomorrow.
We are dialogue.
Tomorrow after tomorrow, you will believe me because the show right now
was not a question of uprising.
But the show right now. The show.
We were not discussing about the uprising. We were discussing something else. You let him get out of this, or else I go.
That way I can let you talk. I'm gonna get out. All right. The uprising, BGK, the show right now you're doing because of what?
Talk about the topic.
We are talking about
talk about the topic. Don't go in into something. I
see the video. I see the video. The video. I see the video. That speech is going to revolution. You like it or not? This is what is happening right now. And people are tired of it. And it's going to happen. Kiir must go. I'm sorry, my people. Kiir must go. Bye.
Okay, Isaac, thank you for coming. Yeah, go. Yeah, Bol?
Isaac, I don't know why he exit. Because here in this platform, you can talk as much as you want. And you're not coming here to say you're being kicked out. You can talk as much as you want, and then once your time is expired, then you can leave. He said that they called for Kiir must go, and they still having that program going on, Kiir must go. But Isaac is buying the news. He need to understand that the faction who were calling for Kiir must go are the one now negotiating with the government. You know?
Right.
They are the one now negotiating with the government because Kiir must go was designed by the so-called group called the Alliance, which are now negotiating in Rome. So when these factions will agree with the government later and zoom to Juba, whom will he call Kiir must go? Whom will he cooperate with and be continue with his program of Kiir must go? Yes. Also, we are not saying that let's give chance to more years for a presidency. That's not what we say. But we say give peace chance to prosper so we can walk through the light so we can go to the election. Okay? Let's settle some other thing that was agreed in Artigono and zoom this group, which are the alliance, the current alliance, which are negotiating in Rome to be zoomed, so we can walk to the peace. And after that, we can vote. Whoever you will vote out will be up to you. So this is what we're telling Junubin. So Isaac is coming here and he said he's still calling for Kiir must go. But the group that who designed Kiir must go are now the one negotiating, those of Emmanuel Jawin, those of Thomas Cirillo, those of Pagana Mom, those of Teresa Lela Juba. Now they are negotiating with us they are negotiating with the government in Rome. So Kiir must go program is dead because the current alliance now will go to Juba. And then Isaac, whom are you going to be with to say Kiir must go? While the people who say Kiir must go already will agree recently, they will agree soon with the government. So Isaac, if you are there now, you hear what I said. You are alone. There is no Kiir must go again because Kiir must go was designed by the current alliance which are now negotiating with the government. Kuren bitaka last. Fadol wait. Piras Shajara.
All right.
So,
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Bol. David? Unmute yourself, David.
David, unmute yourself.
You don't have to behave as if you did not learn what is called politics. Politics is the art of understanding. You don't put it as indefinite, whether you like it or not. No, that might look at us, yes. Manatu, they might look at us, yes. That is what it is called indefinite. But in politics, is the art of understanding. That's why they fight using guns, using wars of words, using what. But at the end of the day, there must be a commonality that will bring them together, which is one country and the people. So it is not that too late to have people who may have just got into a different rallies to talk things that they could not imagine that should happen. Kiir must go in three ways, as I explained. Through his party, through the national election. Yes, he can go. Leaders come and go. But if you don't engage into these two peaceful processes, you will be told to remain until Junubin imshi through these processes. You have to get your own political party, buy yourself a microphone. You are allowed to go and campaign during elections. But itama bugul popular uprising, uita gat fi Toronto. Popular uprising there zol. There gita takun fi street. In other way around, ma bugul bas fi hawa. Ukidamulu fi Libya, ita kumayi nunas fi Terik. Ukidamulu fi Malada, ma amulu fi Sambala isan. Nas bro wunusu. Kalamat alma begder ejibu ay netija.
Okay, thank you.
Riek must go. Yes. Lakin Riek imshi wen ugaid fi hakuma with national unity. Now, if these two gentlemen goes, what will their political parties or their military parties say? This is what I have said. You know. Except President Kiir, yes, because he was elected president, he can go through democracy. What about the other proxy leaders who came in just using the barrels of guns? You must also understand sometimes that others have got an education. But a naked political hatred sometimes can backfire when others use it against you as well. What we were talking about, somebody came in and divert us into what we were talking through. So I advise you, the host, please, you take us back. These are just propagandists who had been talking much, but they don't have enough clue about what is taking place in the ground. What is taking place in the ground, peace has got a chance. People of South Sudan wanted to join the league and the processes of democracy. but not the other way around. Tabugul wala flan ma yiji fi balad bita. Munu zato der balad bita. Munu ma indu balad fi junub na. Munu ya kan wuludu fi balad bita. Ita bagot fo wagot. Lakin junub bita junubin. وكده ما في بلد زول بقول بلد فلان يا احسن من بلدي ما في. انا كان رو دور في توريد انا ماشي دور انا جنوبي. انا كان رو في اويل انا ماشي دور انا جنوبي. لكن مش عشان ما عندي بلد. No, this is a wrong perception that other people in South Sudan should understand, because anino kulo junubin, you see. And like the other day I was hearing about a lady who fell in love with a South Sudanese, and it was a big deal. Why should it be a big deal? All these Southerners, even majority of them are watching me right now. If you ask them that they don't have a blood of a Southerner in them, then they are telling you lies. Abdel Fadil Al-Mahdi, okay, the grandfather of former Prime Minister late Sadiq Al-Mahdi,
Okay. So my next topic, Bol, can you hear me? My next topic is about.
Yes.
Yeah, my next topic is about the statement that they got just published, released like a couple of days ago. They say that by President Dr. Riek Machar is a free man. He can travel. He can go anywhere in region. So he's not in house arrest. As or the Iowa supporters were claiming in social media and all kinds of stuff. So, and that is the reason, because as we know, in 2018, when Riek Machar was released from the South Africa, and he went to Khartoum to participate in a peace negotiation with the government of South Sudan. So he was released at the time. So the allegation that the Iowa supporters, they were saying that, okay, their boss was house arrest in Juba, is now the final report from the IGAD that's saying that Dr. Riek Machar is not on house arrest in Juba, so he's a free man. So you can add something in this and that topic.
Thank you, Abraham. You know, our problem with the Junubin is assumption. We assume so much for something that did not even happen, you know, and that's what make some of our situation worse. It's the same time that somebody was assumed long time ago when Dr. Riek and President Kiir went to J1 for the meeting, and somebody was assuming that maybe Riek Machar was killed, and that's what caused chaos. I think 2016. You know, so we have we have too much assumption. Is now somebody assumed that Riek Machar is under house arrest in Juba. You see, somebody will hide this outside Juba, and what he will do? He will go right away killing people because he is loyal. He is loyal to Riek. And what will happen? He will just kill people for no reason while he did not understand. It's good that he got made it clear that this man is not under house arrest. So so some of his party followers will relieve this information in their mind, and they will know that Riek is in Juba as a ties for the Artigono. Is there as the uh, the head of the IO and is not under arrest. It's just like any opposition in any government. So it's good that they made it clear, and I'm happy they made it clear so people cannot, be in doubt that this man was and is under house arrest. Is Kiir control him? Stuff like that. So it's good that they here today is not under house arrest, so they know that these people are really participating in a peace process, but not any other than that. Thank you.
Thank you. Majuk, I think the link is pinned down. Please, I pin down the link. Yeah, James, the final report, we have a copy. We have a copy of final report, and it's more than like 32 pages. And we cannot publish in social media, it's too long, but it's 32 pages long. So that is the final report. We have a copy. And Majuk, I pinned down the link. I don't know why you cannot get it. Let me see if I can send you in your inbox. But I pinned down the link, Majuk. Majuk, if you need a link, I pinned down the link. Okay. Okay, James, send me inbox me your email and I will send it to you, okay? Okay, so thank you guys for watching. I know now my time is running out, so I'm running errands, so my show is going to be in right here. So thank you for watching. Quick announcement on tomorrow on the 23rd, 24th, and 25th, we will be having a Christmas celebration here in Legacy Media. There are some of the pastors will come to the show and they will preach and they will give out the word of God, because as we are approaching the end of the year, Legacy Media will hold this 3 days event so that we can pray for the next new year, because 2020 has been a bad year to everybody. So we hopefully the 2021 will come with a new. So we pray for peace in South Sudan. We pray for this disease called coronavirus is going to be gone away. So the next year, 2021, will have a fresh, so that everybody will be safe. And I'm here to send out my wishes, my Merry Christmas to everybody, to you guys are watching, and Happy New Year. Even I'm not seeing you, but please join us tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be having a show. We will be invited. Pastor will play the music, a song, church song mostly. And as pastors in US, Canada, Australia, they will join the show. And it will be a great show tomorrow. So it will 3 days event for the Christmas celebration. We pray. So yeah, Majuk, I know this topic need to be discussed, but I don't know why you are not. I just send the link. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let me try to send this link. Well, I don't want to feel like to let them to stay in the show while he didn't speak. Bol, go ahead. Let me.
Thank you, Abraham. We are happy to welcome all Christians on this platform tomorrow. We will talk about biblical chapters and we will pray hard so we can go into new year with blessing, because this year we had been in agony, and everybody is affected. But we ask God to take us to a new year with a different atmosphere. So we are inviting everybody tomorrow to pray with us. It is not only for one day. I think we will continue for some days until Christmas. So people of Junub Sudan, you are invited. Christian, Muslims, bring your Quran also. We'll talk about it. Because God is one. There's no two God. So that's all what I'm saying. So come to the house of Lake State Media so we can talk about God tomorrow, and we put politics aside. Thank you, Abraham. That's all what I'm telling my audience.
Okay, thank you, Bol. For those of you who are this topic, we will be coming back again with this topic, I know. But for this time, but the next time we will be reach out so that we can bring we will reach out to Juba so that if we can get hold of one of the leader, so that we can bring him on board so we can interview him. So to stay tuned on that. So thank you guys. This is the end of our show. We are come to the end. If I don't see you guys, I wish you and your family Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Stay safe, because I know this coronavirus things is going on and the holiday always. So if you are travel to see your relative in other state, especially we people who are living in diaspora, so please be safe. Make sure that if you don't want to make it, just make it the celebration. I know our South Sudanese, we always gathering as a group. Please avoid the group gathering. Just make the small celebration as possible. Don't gathering because this disease is still there. And just protect yourself and protect your family. Okay. So that is my wish for you all. Stay safe. And may God bless you all. I will see you guys tomorrow evening. Thank you for watching, and we will come back tomorrow evening. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Master Keunawe. Selector Bill Pamake. Wega batit yeruli janang bantungaya. Ninja jenge kunye jangu tenge. Ajin banda tungaya na jin banda. Ajin banda bebya yerulawan. Yerula banda koi murian. Murian yuit kodang. Tangko panaya. Wadua dini kadang. Kubai banda pani jen manyen. Alani lera tu. Wega batit yeruli janang bantungaya. Ninja jenge kunye jangu tenge. Ajin banda tungaya na jin banda. Ajin banda bebya yerulawan. Yerula banda koi murian. Murian yuit kodang. Tangko panaya. Wadua dini kadang. Kubai banda.
It's your boy Young Ajib in that Panchal stay the Panchi America. Panini door the Banaban Panchal stay the Panchi America. Panini door the Banaban walk on the lake and carry water no watching. Oga level leg gear pow very lake. Panda with ya Panchi America. Panya Dwalabano Chingatonga Pandon could you ever buy a check out? Paku Panda Juru what ya be. Panchira America, Panchira ban panchale giste.
Thank you, Bol.
Yes, Abia.
Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow evening, okay?
Thank you, thank you. I was even confused. I thought you closed the show already. I was saying something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, I'm playing the song, so it's good. So have a good,
Okay.
good night. Yeah.
Okay.